Good afternoon, everyone. This is the market update for Tuesday, January 6th. And we're looking here at a chart I threw together on the Dow where we have hit the uptrend line going back to the last two sell-offs, the one that we had in mid-October and the one we recently had in mid-December. And if you'll note, we had a 1,200-point drop then. We had a 900-point drop in mid-December. We're now sitting on 800 points here on the downside. And each of those moves down happen rather quickly, which is usually a common characteristic of bull markets. The sell-offs are brutal, but the sell-offs are fast, and then they recover back plus some. And that's what we've seen over the last couple of instances. Everyone's running around, doom and gloom. We've got bear market chatter all over the place. The only thing we need now is old Doug Cass to come out and call a bottom like he did back here before we ended up rallying to new highs and a 2,000-point rally almost. But looking at this chart, we had a record that actually ended yesterday on the S&P 500. It longest winning streak without 4 down days in a row on the S&P 500. I believe it was 264 days in a row we had gone before we had this 4 straight down days that we saw yesterday, going back many, many years. But records are made to be broken, and you know, the last year has been a year where records just have been broken. Things that never happened before happen, and and it's just the way it is. Looking at the Dow, nice little sell-off. Oil continues to sell off. I know marijuana is legal in a lot of states right now, but it's these people on TV and, writing all these business articles. Either they're getting paid big bucks by the oil lobbies, or they're really smoking a lot of crack and dope right now, because this nonsense about low gas being bad for the U.S. economy, it might be bad for oil companies, but for the average consumer who was spending $90 to fill up his tank every week and is now spending $40 and has an extra $40 a week to spend on stuff to help grow the economy, that is bullish. But, you've got a lot of banks that have gotten over-leveraged on loaning all these fracking plays money, and, that's essentially where it's coming from. But, that's the common theme we've seen so far. We had some Greece nonsense yesterday. Like anyone really cares about Greece. We'll probably have a Greece press release out tomorrow where everything's fine and dandy, and that's probably what the excuse will be when they do decide to bounce this market. We got a nice late-day bounce. We were down 200 points again. They were able to rally the market back. We got down to about negative 36, and then the late-day selling hit again. So what's tomorrow going to bring? We could go up, we could go down. We're having fantastic action in small-cap stocks, despite what you're hearing, because they've been beaten down over the last several months, and the U.S. economy is the only beacon of strength out there in the world, and small-cap stocks dominate. Now, what will probably happen if we flip over and actually look at the Russell chart, pretty steep sell-off. We've gotten down to the 200-day moving average. The last couple of sell-offs, this is exactly where we've ended up bouncing. What will probably happen is the Russell will be about 25 to 40% higher in a couple of months' time, and that's when you'll have Wall Street saying, oh, it's time to rotate into small caps after they've already done it. So that's what we're looking for, at least in the near term. Looking at some of the other indice charts, it's essentially just like the other chart. Usually we overshoot to the downside. Dow Transports. The crazy thing is, we've got oil prices just going into the crapper over the last few days, and they're selling off the one sector that actually benefits from lower oil. It's just along that theme. We kind of had a bullcrap rally the last week, 2 weeks of the year. We had all the large cap stocks you can see here going up on vapor, absolutely nothing. And now we're seeing the tax law selling. Everyone going, okay, now we can sell, we can take our gains, book our profits, won't have to pay taxes on it for a year. We should start to reverse course here really soon. Starting to see all those headlines about how the first 5 days go, the rest of the year go. We were down the first week of last year. Small caps rocked. It was one of the most epic January popper seasons I ever remember. and the market still ended up, what, almost 10% on the year. So, you know, records are made to be broken, and all this negative chatter out there, we're seeing stocks blast off left and right, and we're doing fine and dandy. I mean, this market is down, what are we down over the last couple of days? You know, 500-600 points now, and we've just been blowing up with plays left and right. So ignore the noise that's out there. We've got some nice set of plays. We had a couple of new trading alerts today. ENVI. In case you missed it, Dish is launching their own streaming service, and the remarkable thing about Dish, if you're looking to cut your cord, Dish just made it very, very possible. If the one thing that's keeping many people from cutting their cable cord is losing sports, i.e. ESPN, ESPN is going to be part of this package. Now, it's rolling out next month. Part of the reason for the delay is they're trying to figure out how to add insertions technology into their offering. That is ENVI. If you look at those links that I put in the email I sent out, there's a video in there, 15 things that could happen in 2015. Man, if even 10% of those things happen, ENVI is going to be a big winner this year. But anyway, fat breakout. We got a nice late day surge, which is typically what happens on a lot of these plays. They get that initial spike, they hold up, which we've been seeing our plays all hold up fantastic over the last few days. Just to give you an idea, even with the market sold off, all the sellers who wanted to sell are out of these stocks. You still have those penny flipping douches that will, you know, sell for 1 penny, 2 pennies out there, but the bias is to buy a lot of these beaten down stocks right now, and that's, you know, this is another example of what happened today. ACST. Now, we've been seeing biotech stocks blow up on the stupidest of trial news. Like, we had a biotech last night, NERV, that had some preclinical data on monkeys, and the stock went up 100%, went from $6 to $12 a share on preclinical. There's actually been a couple other stocks that have done that recently. ACST, they reported positive data, preliminary data on their drug trial back in October. Well, you recall back in October, the small caps were just getting blown out of the water, and small caps were really getting blown out of the water. Nice tax loss selling has occurred on this one. It's been bottoming since December. We've got a cup and handle formation here. If you squint out of one eye, you can actually see this cup and handle here. Breakout, 55.56 cents. 60 cents is where the chasers will come in, just like the chasers came in on that move through 150 today on ENVY. Why buy a bottom when you can chase a stock 20% higher? That's the thinking out there in Clownland right now. And, you know, more power to them. We need those guys to chase these plays higher. Positive data, gap fill, 200-day moving average, 85 cents. Support, 50 cents, 49 cents. Looks rock solid on this one right now. OPTT, love the chart here. Trades 50% under cash. Going to be launching or rolling out, or whatever word you want to use for it, deploying their wave power technology off New Jersey very, very soon. Got a new CEO yesterday, an ex-executive of GE, very, very big pickup. Stock was trading at 71 cents after hours, but of course, you know, the scalp clowns came in and slowly bled it throughout the day. We ended up closing at 61 cents. We need that close intraday of 70 cents to bring all the chasers in and all the flippers back into this stock where they can go, crap, I better jump in. 50-day is 89 cents. That's what we're looking at as a first target on this one. Another trading alert today, late in the day. Didn't have actually time to email this one out. Happened really, really quickly. MGT. Classic January popper chart setup. You can see it has just been walked down over the last couple of months. Very low float. Only 8 million float on it. ESPN came out today. They're getting into the big fantasy sports betting business. $1 billion business already. ESPN is about to legitimize it. If you haven't heard of it, DraftKings is one of the big sites that's out there. MGT runs their own. Low float. They've partnered with the biggest adult entertainment company about a week and a half ago. They are the first fantasy betting site on Facebook. That news was December 19th. Low float, great chart, just overlooked by traders. Breakout, where will they come in on this one? Close right under the 50-day moving average. 75, 80 cents area. This is where the robots and the chasers will come into this one. You should start to see this story pick up steam. MGT has a white label. You know, if ESPN wants to jump into this sector really, really quickly, they can go to MGT and brand their own thing using MGT technology. We don't have to worry about paying through the nose for DraftKings. So, very nice play on a news item that just hit the wires over the last several hours. ACUR. FDA review could come any day, and the cold and flu season just blowing up. I actually had to stop the video there a couple of minutes ago. Sun came in. Sickness is all over this flu season. The flu vaccine that's out there sucks. Only covers half the strains, and it is bad all over. And ACUR is launching their new product. We could get a press release on this one anytime. 60 cents break. Move up to 80 to 90 cents. Very, very possible on this one. What looks to be rock solid support right now at 50 cents. Mevis. What a nice little pop we had on Mevis over the last couple of days. Of course, we got in nice and low in the 170s. Hit 211 yesterday. CES started today. No press yet, but sometimes these companies, it's day 2, day 3 before they pump out those press releases. So I'm hoping we get a press release on this one tomorrow and a couple of other stocks in the morning, and we could see this one snap back over 2 in a jiffy. But we got in this one super low, super early. You know, we've already got gains booked on half a position. Looking great. You know, if it ends up not firing, we still have a fat gain on this one. Another one to keep an eye on for potential news is ASTI. They're also doing previously unannounced products at CES, so let's see. We could get a juicy press release out of this one, and they could blow it up as well. So that's another one to keep an eye on over the next day. So that's it for the video. Things look great in my opinion, guys. I mean, there's a lot of headline nonsense and noise out there right now, but small caps are blowing up left and right. Ones with reasons, ones with nice charts. Very washed out sector right now, and we're going to continue to do very well in those. So have an awesome evening, guys. And, you know, just one last comment before I go. Pop scan tonight, devoid of plays, really. I mean, 90% of the plays on there were oil and gold stock, or not oil, gold and silver stocks. Usually when I see that much of a focus on oil and gold stocks, and there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of movement on them over the last couple of days, usually means gold's about to get its nuts kicked in, which would probably imply the bounce in the market could be coming. So see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Have an awesome evening. Bye.